Now, of course, when you start showing looks at the Joker, people have a lot of questions because we've seen so many different versions of how visually he is portrayed in live action. So this question comes from All Things Zack Snyder, aka Yaniv from Israel on Twitter. They wanted to know what inspired the new Joker look and whether you consulted with David Ayer at all about when you kind of re-envisioned that look that he created in Suicide Squad.
So what inspired the look was, the sort of post-apocalyptic world that I'm a huge fan of, and really the idea was that as the movies progressed, the next movie, if there ever was one, and doesn't seem like there ever will be, but if there was, it would exist primarily in that world with them trying to set it right. We played around with a lot of different things. I did a bunch of drawings. We pulled a bunch of different costumes and tried a bunch of different looks. Jared had a bunch of great ideas, and we all kind of mashed that together and sort of settled on this cool version of Joker. Now, as far as David goes, I did not consult with him, but I did look at all of the reference and all the vast photo, as well as the movie, but all these other depictions that they had in print and in advertising and stuff like that. And a lot of it was, I was inspired a lot by that imagery.
We still have more questions about the villains, but I did want to follow up on one thing you mentioned there about, your original plan for Justice League Part 2, because originally when this was announced in the whole slate back, in the early 2010s, there was the plan for Justice League first part and then a second part to come later. Now, obviously you have 4 hours of Zack Snyder's Justice League, but I'm curious how much of that, if any, does encompass your plans for Part 2?
Well, it was meant to be 2 more movies. No, it doesn't really encompass any of the additional movies other than it hints as you would at a potential other world, like when you, I plant the seeds as I wanted to of what would come in the, later films. So that's in there, but as far as those stories, I didn't. That would be yet to come if ever that happened, which it does not look like it would. But I think it's easy to speculate based on that, and we can talk about that for quite a while.